Hey everyone, so I have a film review today. I'm going to be talking about Haine. Now, I didn't watch this through choice. I watched this because I'm studying English and film at university, and for the film section we watch 2 to 3 films a week, depending on what films they are. And we watched Haine last week for Intro to Film. And I'm going to try and not review every film that we watch, but I enjoyed this one so much, a lot more so than what I thought I was going to be. Going to do. And I just thought I'm going to have to share it with you. Now, Haine is French. The entire film is in French, but I'll talk about that soon. And Haine, if you don't know, which I didn't, means hate. And the film focuses on the fact, and this is a quote from one of the characters, that hate breeds hate. Riots have broken out in Paris, and one of the youths who was taking part in the riot was attacked by a policeman, and the youth is in hospital. And because of this, 3 boys have sort of got together, and one of them in particular really wants to hurt the police. But the 3 boys, the 3 characters, they're sort of their late teens. And they contrast, but they're so similar, and they really make it what it is. And the entire film is set over 24 hours, and you can see how much they get packed in there. And I'm going to try and get this video brief, sort of brief down, because there's a lot I can say about this. So we'll talk about the characters. I'm trying to struggle to which bit of information to give you first. Right, the characters. We have 3 characters. You have Hubert, you have Saïd, and you have Vince. Saïd is the first character we see. He's the first sort of person we see, because the film starts off as an almost documentary-like footage of the riots, and then we see Saïd. He is quite a playful character. Out of all 3 of them, he is probably the weakest. He doesn't do any physical fighting in this film, and he tells a lot of jokes and things to try and lighten the mood. You can see he still has a bit of innocence within him. Vince, I detest. Vince is very much a wannabe hard man. He tries to be something he is not. He wants to be the big boss man. There's a scene where he's gone up to the mirror doing the whole "you talking to me" sequence, and he actually found the policeman's gun. A policeman lost a gun and he's got it. So he thinks he's this big hard man, and it's really given him a confidence boost with his masculinity. So he really bigs up the fact that he has a gun, but whether or not he's going to use it is very much a running theme throughout the film. Then you have Hubert. Hubert is probably the most level-headed. We found out at the beginning that he had set up a gym, which was actually destroyed during the riots. You know, he'd worked really hard for that. He's the one with the ambitions, and he's also quite sensible as well. Like, he's the one who said hate breeds hate. He wants to get out of there. He wants to leave that area. Now, they do live in like an estate, and the buildings are made of concrete. It's very dark and dreary. The walls are high. It's kind of like they're almost imprisoned within this estate. These 3 boys, their families, and the surrounding neighbours. And it really emphasises the lowness of the life they have and how little there is for them to do. And basically throughout throughout the entire day, they're just doing general things. They go and visit somebody called Asterix for money. They just do random things. They try and go to an art gallery where it's like really posh and things, but they get kicked out because they're causing a riot because they're from the estate. So it really emphasises the struggle they have, but it also shows the contrast between them and then sort of the authority, the police. And as I said, the whole theme is Vince going to use this gun? Is it going to solve anything, or is it just going to cause more? Now, it does, for me, I was in favour of the police. I hate job culture, if you like, and I was like, I'm going to just turn around and shoot Vince himself. It really does irritate me. But then there is a particular scene, which I won't go into too much detail about because I don't want to spoil it. But there's the scene where Hubert and Saïd are being antagonised by the police, and at that point I actually sympathised with those 2 and wanted to go and punch the lights out of the policeman. So, there are a few there's a few funny things in this. It's not a generally funny film, but there are a few entertaining things. There's the cow, which I'm not going to go into much detail about. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it, but the cow is highly entertaining. There's also the dream sequence at the beginning. Ironically, talking about guns, I shouldn't do that. The dream sequence at the beginning that introduces us to Vince. The introductions to the 3 characters are quite significant, and the introduction to Vince is hilarious. And then there's also the man on the toilet. You'll know which one I'm on about if you've seen it, and if not, I'm not going to spoil it, but that was just the best thing ever. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, go and get hold of it. Oh, missed out the most crucial point, the whole thing's in French. There are subtitles. It is a French movie, of course, so the subtitles are in English. But I found that after about half an hour, you just didn't feel like you were reading subtitles. You kind of felt like they were speaking English, because you were just naturally absorbing the subtitles and sort of correlating that with their voices. And I think it worked really, really well. The whole lighting as well throughout the movie is kind of dark and almost, it's grayscale lighting basically. which makes it kind of scary. The cinematography there is absolutely fantastic. It really is a well-produced film. Not something if somebody said to me, would you like to watch this film about, I'd be like, no. But having been forced to watch it pretty much, I'm glad that I've seen it. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Please feel free to leave comments on La Haine and anything else. Any suggestions for future videos, please do let me know. And that's it for just now, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!